Welcome to 365 Christian Men, where every day we aim to inspire and encourage with real-life stories about men. August 13th, William Melone. William Bill Melone was a high school teacher in a tough neighborhood in Philadelphia. He is now pastor for Mercy and Outreach at a church plant in Northeast Philadelphia. Today's story is about a time Bill received mercy and how it changed him.
Wherever you find yourself, be all in. Hey Andre, can I see your homework assignment? Bill Melone asked the tall boy stretched out at his desk. Andre reached into a folder and grabbed a piece of paper. He crumpled it up and threw it across the room. Andre scowled back defiantly. There, Mr. Melone. William fought back his own anger and breathed deeply, but Andre straightened up in his chair and said, "Hey, remember those therapy days you said we could have if we needed them? Can I take one?" "Of course," William said surprisingly. "You can just lay your head down here on the desk and rest, or you can go and see a counselor for the class period. Whatever you think you need." Andre replied, "Yeah, I'm just going to rest. Things are bad again at my house. And hey, I'm sorry, Mr. Melone. I'll pick up that paper." While other teachers came and went after only a year or two, Bill Melone taught for more than 8 years at one of the roughest high schools in Philadelphia. He used the challenges to intentionally develop strategies to model the gospel for his students. He learned to rely on God, not himself, for creative strategies to show Jesus to his students. Some of them had seen their parents shot. Others lived in the threat of deportation. Some even had imprisoned family members, and most subsisted under a cloud of poverty. The trauma his students endured directly influenced how they reacted to their teachers and schoolwork. He saw small but growing transformations in himself and the kids in his classroom. But then, Bill walked through his own trauma when his twin baby boys passed away. A few weeks after their deaths, Bill returned to his teaching schedule. He felt unfocused and on edge, and he struggled with fatigue. He knew that what he was experiencing was what some of his students felt on a daily basis. The difference was, he put faith in God's promises and grace to meet him in hard times. One night, while unable to sleep, God gave him an idea. He would offer the students 2 days out of every month to take as therapy days. Students could use the time to calm themselves or to talk to someone. It was an opportunity to demonstrate God's grace towards children who often experience judgment and condemnation from himself and the world. But implementing a creative way of showing God's grace also changed his attitude, and the students noticed it and thrived. Several of the students even opened up to him about problems they were experiencing. William has received numerous emails from grateful students thanking him for how he built trust and hope into their lives, not just with therapy days, but in how he daily encouraged them. Bill once noted, "Find your own Calcutta" is something Mother Teresa had said, and it always stuck with me. I think everyone needs to find a place to serve God and sacrifice themselves. This is where God has led me to serve, and I'm all in. The book of Colossians, chapter 1, verse 28 and 29 states, "So we tell everyone about Christ, teaching everyone with all the wisdom of God. That's why I work and struggle so hard, depending on Christ's mighty power that works within me." That challenge you're facing, how might God turn that challenge into an opportunity to serve someone? Wherever you find yourself, be all in.
Thank you for listening to today's story. Every day of the year, our hope is to inspire you with real-life stories of faithful men who have gone before us. Today's story was about a man who isn't as well known as some, but his story proves that God uses ordinary men in many different ways to accomplish His purposes. Is there a man whose story has inspired you, but most people have never heard his story? We would like to hear his story and maybe include him in 365 Christian Men. Please visit our website to share the story of a man who has inspired you, and join us tomorrow at 365christianmen.com.